right, milady?
Are you one of Robin Hood's men?
Well, let's say I'm not one of the sheriff's men.
Oh, praise be. Forgive me, I haven't even thanked you yet.
Thanks aren't necessary. You're free to ride on now. Oh, that's all right. Those men are well on their way, and they won't be back in a hurry.
But I can't go. I must see Robin Hood.
Well, a lot of people would like to see Robin.
Oh, you call him Robin, so you know him, and you could take me to him.
You say I could, but I haven't heard anything about why I should.
Oh, I won't insult you by offering you money. I'll only tell you that it's a matter of life and death.
Whose life and whose death?
If it were mine, I wouldn't beg as I do now. You surely don't think an unarmed, defenseless woman could be a danger to Robin Hood?
Well, I must say, being chased by sheriff's men's the best introduction you could have. Come along. I have to blindfold you first, milady.
I'm sorry about this, my lady. I hope you understand why we have to be careful.
So you are Robin Hood. I am Anne de Brissac. I shall always be grateful to your men for what they did for me today.
I'm sure they were glad to have helped you.
Well, not to me. To England and King Richard. I must speak with you alone.
We have no secrets here. Every man in this camp can be trusted.
Very well. On Wednesday, I have to meet a messenger of King Richard's in Sussex.
A woman courier?
I'm acting for my husband, who's ill. He has a consignment of gold which he promised King Richard. The king needs it desperately, and I can't fail him. Besides, the honor of my husband is at stake.
Yes, of course. Now tell me exactly what has happened.
I was staying at the Raven, pretending to be nothing but a gentlewoman traveling down from the north. But I'm sure that the sheriff suspects that I had the gold. I heard a noise this morning. I looked out of my window, and I saw a troop of guards questioning my servant. So I slipped out at the back of the inn, and I rode away to hide the gold. On my way back, I was seen and chased by the guards. Your men saved me. I was so sure I could get through. You're my only hope. If you won't help me, I...
Of course we'll help. Don't you worry. We'll get you to your meeting in Sussex with the gold. Now, let's see. The sheriff knows nothing about you except what you've told me.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Well, then he wouldn't dare do more than question you, unless he finds some sort of evidence.
He has none, except the gold I've hidden. He'd never let me through the county. He'd have me stopped and confiscated.
Then the first thing to do is to allay the suspicions of the sheriff about you. You must go back to the Raven and let him see that you have nothing to hide.
But that's madness. He wouldn't believe me. Suppose he had me followed. How could I get the gold out of Sherwood?
Now listen, I'm going to send 2 of my men with you now. You take them to where you've hidden the gold, and they'll see that it gets safely to wherever you say on the far side of Sherwood tomorrow. They'll take a roundabout route, while you remain in plain view of the sheriff to act as a decoy. As soon as he discovers that you no longer have the gold with you, you'll be spared any further attention from him.
How can I thank you?
Don't try. If any thanks are due, it's to you for doing a man's job in helping King Richard. Little John, Ned, go with Lady de Brissac. She'll give you a chest which you're to carry to a point outside Sherwood Forest, just making sure that you're not seen by any of the sheriff's men.
Right, Robin.
Godspeed.
Richard is indeed a fortunate man to have you on his side.
This way, milady.
Oh, one moment. This is for your sake as much as for ours.
This is the place.
Good. No one's seen us. Well, where is it?
It's here, behind these rocks. Is it still there?
Yes. Here it is.
Oh, thank heavens it's safe.
We'll see it safely delivered where you want it.
I know you will, and it's such a relief. If you'll be able to avoid the sheriff's men, you're sure? I'd never forgive myself if anything happened to you on my account.
We know parts of the foxes and the rabbits haven't discovered yet. Well, where do you want it delivered?
Oh, so long as it's beyond Sherwood. Anywhere you say.
Well, let me see. Oh, yes, I know. If you follow the main road out of Sherwood for 2 miles, you'll come to a fork. Take the left-hand path till you come to a big split oak. We'll be in the hedge behind that.
Tomorrow, at noon.
At noon. Come on, Ned.
Godspeed to you both.
Hello, Marion. Good to see you. Something wrong?
Must something be wrong?
Well, no. It's just that you don't often come to Sherwood just on a social visit.
Don't know why I came, really. Just wanted to get away, I suppose.
Get away from what?
Oh, being the simpering Lady Fitzwalter. Curtsying to the sheriff, pretending, always pretending. I trust His Highness Prince John is in good health. The bandits of Sherwood, my lord. Oh, a disgrace. Robin, sometimes I wish I were a man.
Well, you'd still be in England under the rule of Prince John, and there'd still be a Sheriff of Nottingham.
But at least I'd be able to fight.
You do what you can, Marion.
But it's not enough. Oh, you're lucky. You can do so much. I wish there were more a woman could do.
I met one only an hour ago who feels the same way. As it happened, only the luck of running into Little John saved her from being in great trouble.
Oh, who was she?
Lady Anne de Brissac. This seems to be Ladies' Day in Sherwood.
What was she doing in your camp?
You mean you know her?
No, I've never met her. I heard enough about her at the court to know I'd rather not meet her. What was she doing here?
Well, what about her? Tell me.
Well, she holds an estate which was stolen from a knight loyal to King Richard. It was given to her by Prince John for faithful service. She's thought it since the beginning to help keep John in power.
This doesn't make sense. Are you sure?
Yes, of course I'm sure.
Derwin, Michael!
Yes, Robin?
Round up the men, fast. We must try and stop Little John and Ned.
What happened?
Well, it seems that Lady Anne de Brissac has tricked us. She's a spy, and she's leading them into a trap.
But they've got such a good start, Robin. We don't even know where they were heading.
I know. Well, have the men spread out through the forest and work over towards the Raven Inn. You'd better go straight there and keep watch.
Hi, Robin.
Robin, I've been racking my brains for the answer, but none of it makes sense.
I know. If she came here as an agent for the sheriff, why didn't she try to trap me instead of going off with two of the men?
I don't know. But I know enough about Anne de Brissac to be sure she has some plan well worked out.
But what? A story about having to get the gold to some spot outside Sherwood, her fear of the sheriff, the guards chasing her. What can she gain? Unless the information that you have about her is wrong, and she was telling the truth.
If Anne de Brissac swore on a stack of Bibles this was Sherwood Forest, I'd not believe her.
Well, this does happen to be Sherwood Forest. And I wish Little John and Ned were here in it with me now.
But I wish I could have a few minutes alone with that woman. I'd find out the truth.
Robin!
Well,
Not a trace of them.
what about the woman?
Back at the Raven.
Alone?
That she is. I saw her there myself. I was hiding in a field when she rode up.
Then she must have handed the men over to the sheriff.
Not that either. Michael checked in Nottingham. The sheriff's men have brought no outlaws in. But, Robin, there's nothing to show that she isn't doing exactly what she said she was. The men could be safe.
About as safe as they'd be in a lion's den.
All right, Marion. Now, let's assume that she's everything that you say she is. I still want to know why she made such elaborate plans to fool me.
I don't care why she did. I just know she's up to something.
She raised no objection to the blindfold, either in or out of camp. So she certainly wasn't trying to discover the path in here. Whatever her scheme, she's concealed it effectively enough.
It can't be a trap for Robin. She would have got him to follow her somewhere.
Whatever the trap, there are two men caught in it. And unless we can learn her plan, I don't see how we can save them.
I'm sure there's something I could do.
No, there's nothing. It's a man's job.
Why? Tell me why. A woman was clever enough to hoodwink you. It might just be possible that another woman would be clever enough to do something about it.
I don't question your being clever enough, Marion. There's nothing you can do. You've done more than your share in telling us about Anne de Brissac.
We scoured the forest, Robin. No sign of them.
They were told to stay out of sight, and they will.
Unless the sheriff has them already and has got them hidden away for some reason.
Well, the woman's left the Raven for whatever good that does.
There's just a chance that she might lead us to Little John and Ned. You're to be followed.
And she was. At least part of the way she was, as far as Nottingham. We couldn't follow her after that. She went straight into the sheriff's office.
Lady Anne, forgive me for keeping you waiting.
Not at all, my Lord Sheriff.
The guards have reported that you were rescued by Robin Hood's men.
They could hardly do less for a damsel so obviously in distress.
Please, be seated. You saw Robin Hood?
Yes. He's really quite handsome. I found myself regretting that he was an outlaw.
There have been times when I've regretted that myself, but doubtless not for the same reason. But I'm still waiting to hear what happened.
Exactly what I told you would happen.
You're a remarkable woman.
Thank you.
The greatest compliment I can pay you is to say that I wouldn't care to have you for an enemy.
I'm flattered.
I wish I felt more comfortable about that gold being in outlaw hands, even for a night. Supposing Robin Hood finds out what you're really doing.
You don't give me much credit for intelligence, do you?
I assure you.
Spare me your apologies. Let's say Robin Hood did find out. What could he do? He doesn't know where his men are, nor where they're meeting me to deliver the gold.
I should have known better than to doubt you.
Let me show you. 2 miles out of Sherwood, there's a fork in the road. Your men must conceal themselves beside a large split oak, up this track. That's where Robin Hood's men will deliver the chest.
At what time?
Tomorrow, at noon.
I can't remember looking forward to a more pleasant prospect. I shall enjoy every moment between now and noon tomorrow, when Robin Hood hands over a chest of gold for Prince John and 2 of his outlaws for the gallows.
Searching for little John and Ned is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
We don't even know how much longer we've got.
I suppose there's always the chance that one of the men may spot them in the forest tomorrow.
What if they're not in the forest? We don't even know where they're going or by what route. Any news, Michael?
She's left Nottingham and gone back to the inn. It looks as though she'll stay there the night.
Well, we can try following her tomorrow.
Even if we follow her, there's no assurance that she'll take us where we want to go.
What can her plan be?
If only we knew what she was up to.
Well, there's only one person who knows the answer to that, and that's the Lady Anne herself. Come on, Derwent, we're going to pay the lady a call.
Robin, let me come with you.
No, it may be dangerous. You've done all you can to help.
It looks as if we're expected.
A woman as clever as Anne de Brissac would hardly be likely to overlook obvious precautions.
There's a back entrance.
And likely to be guarded, too.
Well, it's no good waiting around here. There's little chance they'll wander off or invite us in.
Michael, round the back with you. And keep an eye out, too. Warn us if anything goes wrong.
Aye.
Come on, Derwent.
Where do you think you're going?
Well, lend a hand, Captain. This man's hurt.
There's no one allowed in here tonight. Orders of the sheriff.
Yeah, but this man's hurt. He needs help.
I can't help that. Those are my orders. What's wrong with him, anyway?
Well, it's his leg, you see? Look, he can't even walk on it. Come on. Tie him up and gag him.
Robin!
Lady, you must leave here at once.
I don't understand.
The sheriff has posted guards all round the inn.
If there are guards, how did you get in?
For the moment, they're otherwise occupied, but there's no time to waste. You must go now, or the sheriff will prevent you meeting my men and getting the gold.
But he has no evidence against me. He can't keep me here.
You're not afraid to stay?
No.
Good. It may be better that way. If the sheriff detains you, well, there's no harm done because, well, I can go to the meeting place instead of you. Where did you arrange to meet?
You didn't come here out of concern for my welfare.
Why do you think that?
You said yourself there would be no harm in the sheriff's men watching me, provided I was not carrying the gold.
And perhaps you'd like to tell me why I am here.
It's obvious. Somehow you've learned that I'm not a romantic fool dreaming of the return of King Richard. I don't know how you got your information, but it doesn't matter.
There are a number of other reasons I had, even more compelling.
I should think so. 2 of your men sitting ducks for the sheriff, and a consignment of gold for Prince John carried safely through Sherwood Forest. By your orders.
So, that's it. You're very frank.
Why not? It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about it.
There's a number of things I can and will do. Don't count on the guards. They can't help you.
I didn't ask for them. That was the sheriff's idea, and on a par with most of his brilliant plans. No, I didn't ask for guards. There's no trap. We're quite alone.
You're very sure of yourself?
I'm unarmed and defenseless, which is the best defense I could have. What are you going to do?
Find out where and when you're meeting my men.
Oh, I'm quite sure you would like to know. And I'm equally sure that I'm not going to tell you.
Lady Anne, 2 of my men's lives are at stake. Now, either you're going to tell me where they are, or...
Or what? There's really nothing you can do.
Oh, yes, there is. I can prevent you from going to the meeting place.
Oh, I'm to be kidnapped. That'll be a new experience.
Marion!
You think I wouldn't do it?
I'm sure you would. And I'm sure you'd take great care not to harm me, even if you did decide to carry me off. Only you won't do it, because it wouldn't be any use. The sheriff knows of our hiding place, and he will be there, whether I am or not. I expected more from the renowned Robin Hood. Have you no plan to force me to talk?
Less a plan than a hope that you realize that those 2 men did you no harm and were trying to help you.
Are you pleading for them?
No, I'm not pleading. But I can see that that'd be a waste of time.
Exactly. Now I'm tired and bored with you. Unless you propose to wait until the sheriff comes in the morning.
No, no. As you said, my lady, I can't force you to talk.
What's going out with you? Who are you? Go on.
What do you think?
What's the meaning of this?
Now, what's Marion playing at?
I want to talk to you.
I'm not in the habit of conversing with servants. Get out.
You talk to me. You're going to tell me what Robin wanted to know.
Oh, a woman outlaw. Just the type I would have expected.
Ah, I'm no high-born lady. I wouldn't want to be when I look at you. Get out of here before I call the fancy titles and pretty clothes don't count now. 'Tis one woman against another.
Take your hands off me.
Oh, you can say that to a man. Like Robin, but not to the likes of me.
If you don't get out of here, I shall call the sheriff and have you flogged within an inch of your life.
You can't frighten me. Now, tell me where you arranged to meet Robin's men.
I'll tell you nothing. Get out.
You're clever enough to set a trap for 2 good men, but you're not clever enough to trap me.
Let me go.
There's not a man you're dealing with now. I was too gentle to raise a finger against you. Now, where's that meeting place?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to find out what I want to know. It's up to you to decide how I do it.
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I? Are you sure?
If I scream, the guards will come running.
The guards won't hear you. Robin's men have taken care of that.
Look, I'm a very rich woman. I'll give you any amount you care to name.
You can't buy me.
You're a clever young woman. I'll make you richer than you ever dreamed you could be. You could go to London and you could have anything you...
Even if I believed your lies, I wouldn't be interested. Now, I'll give you just 10 seconds to tell me.
I'll give you any amount.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2...
No, that's not what I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Of course you will.
Halt!
Still an hour before the men are due, but you better watch carefully. All right, hide yourselves.
My lord!
Quiet, you fool. Look. It's the gold. Open it. What the devil? Please advise the Lady Anne that her instructions were followed to the letter. The gold was given safe conduct through Sherwood and will be delivered to King Richard. We're under attack! Take cover!
Good thing you were early, otherwise we might have been in bad trouble with the sheriff.
He'd have got the same welcome even if you hadn't been here. We've been waiting all night.
I'm thankful you were, Robin.
Marion's the one you had to thank.
We're not interested in thanks. Thank you just the same.
Perhaps you'd accept an admission.
Perhaps.
If I said that I was a chuckle-headed idiot?
Not interested.
If I said that I have learned that there are some things a woman can do where a man is as helpless as a babe in arms.
Ah, now that's more like what I've been waiting to hear.
And what's more, the gold for King Richard will go with a message. Through the loyal services of the Lady Marion Fitzwalter, without whose help it would never have reached him.
Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood, Robin Hood.